movie's called. I'm gonna have to check it out. See if it's on Netflix.
All right,
I mean, it's not good.
We just caught. Hey, if anyone knows a movie where they slap a bear trap on a dude's face, bring it. All right.
It's got James Marsden in it.
James Marsden.
Wait, was James Marsden the guy that played fucking the X-Men movies? Was he in X-Men?
As what?
Wow, the dude with
He's the guy. He's the guy in the notebook.
There was like 15 of those.
Gonna marry.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh, dude, Jake, no, you referenced the Notebook.
I can't help it. That's the first thing that came to mind.
Oh, failure! Your man card has been revoked.
Dude, it's James Marsden. He's in 27 Dresses. I can't help that he's only in rom-coms, okay?
You're losing. You're losing
You're digging the hole. The hole is getting bigger.
Deeper and deeper. Way down. Did you just say 27 Dresses? I don't even know what that is.
with Catherine Fivehead Heigl.
Who?
Catherine Heigl.
The cat litter lady?
That's somebody you don't see anymore. Catherine Heigl. Whatever happened to her? She's in all the movies for a while.
She's doing cat litter commercials, man.
No shit. Oh, man. How far can you fall?
Oh, no one liked to work with her, man. She was a total bitch.
I think she was kind of a bitch.
Yeah. She was a bitch.
Oh.
She's a bitch. She's a bitch.
Knocked up.
The biggest bitch in the whole wide world. She bitch. So all the boys and girls. Yeah, because who wouldn't want to sleep with Seth Rogen, right?
Yeah.
I'd be pissed about that too.
He was all sweaty.
Man teeth. I'd be like, you're gonna make me. Oh wait, I slept with him in this movie, like for real. Like you had to give me some extra money. How drunk was I? Like was there date rape involved? I mean.
I just imagine Seth Rogen going, "I'm Seth Rogen, yeah." I don't know. I think it's how he does it.
I'm Pickle Rick. Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I saw a meme today that had Hurricane Rick. And it was the hurricane path. That was it was pretty good. Yeah,
Looked like the pickle.
Looked like the pickle. Yeah, he's Hurricane Rick. Yep.
So, Bussy, where exactly are you staying? It's like you're in Clown Shoe, Alabama. Is that where you're at?
Clown Shoe.
No, it's some weird.
What happened?
Where are you at?
He's in Tennessee, man.
Mud Shoe? No, he's not at home.
No, Muscle Shoals.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was Mud Shoe. Something like that.
Muscle Shows?
Nope, Muscle Shoals, Alabama.
Muscle Show.
So, what brings you to Muscle Shoals, Alabama?
Well, I'm on my way to Pickwick Landing, Tennessee, and
who names these places?
And so I got to be there first thing in the morning. So
is that in Middle Earth?
This is like the closest place.
Is it like
no, like dude, like hey, the Muscle Shoals, Florence, Sheffield, greater metropolitan area is one of the largest metropolitan areas in the state of Alabama. It's got like 400,000 people in it.
No shit.
Damn.
Huh. Never heard of it.
Home of it's Muscle Shoals is where the Fame recording studio is. It was real big, especially during like the 50s, 60s, 70s. Leonard Skinner recorded there a lot. Like whenever they talk about the line in Sweet Home Alabama, in Muscle Shoals, they have the Swampers. That's here. The Swampers were like the studio band for Fame recording studio.
Oh. Thought they were like the chicks that hung out with the band.
Nope.
Interesting.
Way down south in the land of cotton. Look away.
That's where I'm at.
Look away, Dixieland.
About 20 miles from the state of Mississippi.
So where are you going? Where are you going down to Pickaninny, Tennessee for? Sorry.
Picatinny.
I can't help it, Jake. You're more than welcome to make fun of Texas towns. Go ahead.
That's fine. Yeah, whenever you have towns like Arab and Hanging Limb, then it just kind of comes naturally.
Well, Hanging Limb doesn't need much to
No, we're pretty direct people around here. It's things are what they are.
What you want to do is you want to go down to Ass Rape Lane and you got to take a left. When you get to the hanging tree, you got to take a right. If you hit the Sizzler, you've gone too far.
Of course, there's a Sizzler.
That Sizzler. Sizzler's always a natural landmark.
Yep.
No, there's actually a dam. It's on the Tennessee River. That one of the projects that I'm working on is that's where it's at. So we got to be there on site tomorrow for a safety walk down.
Oh, cool.
Is Burt Reynolds and Ned Beatty going to be there for the raping?
Unfortunately, no.
The raping.
I was about to say how cool would that
John
be, but then you
Boyd.
said the raping, and I was like, well, never mind.
Ooh, back up on that one.
Yeah.
I'm here for the gangbang.
And that's how Jake found himself unemployed.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Uh,
I don't know, Jake. You work for the government. It's probably pretty hard to get fired.
No, it's super easy to get fired.
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
It depends on what you do. Like if you don't do your job and you just sit around and do nothing all day except complain about your managers and write grievances, then you'll be promoted and you'll stay for 30 years.
Oh wow.
Oh,
If you
is that how that works?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Is that how it
if
works?
you're on a job site and you accidentally cross a barricade and it's a red barricade, then you're instantly fired. So
So what does
It-
what does
it
the
all
red
depends on-
barricade mean?
So a red barricade, you have multiple different kinds of barricades. Like a yellow barricade, like a yellow caution tape, that tells you that there is a danger present somewhere. So what you need to do is you need to identify the danger. There'll be a card with somebody's name on it. You can call them and they'll tell you, hey, we're doing an overhead. You know, there's like some people working above. There's a hole, like whatever the danger is, you need to identify it. But then as long as you know what the danger is, you can work within that area.
Oh, okay.
A red barricade means your ass does not go in there. Like they're doing an overhead lift. So that's where a crane is going to be carrying, a load, or there's something in there that could kill you. If you go in there, you are fired on the spot.
Wow. So is that like an OSHA thing, or is that just a your job thing?
No, that's a safety. Yeah, that's OSHA. Also, in the plant, that's more construction based. In the plant, it's more like lockout, tag out, which kind of serves the same purpose. So
Okay.
if there's a clearance in place where the equipment and you're not signed on to the clearance or something like that, and you're within the area of the clearance, or you're working in a place that should be clearanced and it's not clearanced, then yeah,
Clearance.
Gotcha.
Clearance.
Yeah. Do I have clearance?
Clearance. I'm in the Victor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you bald? Are you bald, Jake? Do you have no hair,
So
Jake?
my wife was
shit.
giving me a haircut on Friday, and she kind of like did it bad, and so then I just took it all the way down and took a razor blade to it, and so we're starting fresh. Like this is a world of opportunity right here.
There you go.
All it takes is time.
I didn't mean to call you out, man, but I saw like a little shift in the cap, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I was waiting on Jake to say, well, "I've got cancer, asshole." That's
Fully short.
Well, I would have gone with that. That's where I would have gone with it. Yeah.
Treatment number 3,
I'm in my
Zach. Thanks a lot
third
for
round of
noticing.
chemo. Yeah.
it makes my beard so luxurious. So
Does the carpet
Yeah.
match the pubes?
This is all I've got.
oh yeah,
Oh, geez.
cancer's not funny. Anyway,
Yeah. So we've been gone for what 3 weeks now? 4 weeks.
No,
Guys,
not that long.
I think we were gone 2 weeks in a row.
There's a bit of weather. We had a bit of weather.
We had a bit of weather,
A spot of rain.
a spot of rain. Shit, as Raph would put it, a little breeze, a mild, gentle breeze.
Just a slight toad strangler.
Tote.
Yeah.
It's a turd floater.
Yeah, so those of you that don't know, there's this whole Cat 4 hurricane that came ashore and battered our area pretty severely. So here in Victoria, we made out better than a lot of folks. So that's why we're back on air. There's places still without internet and power and houses and stuff. Rockport and all those areas. Houston's underwater, apparently.
Gators in their bedroom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not good, but we were pretty lucky, pretty blessed. I think all of us here at TFL made it through fairly unscathed.
I didn't get shit really. I was comfortable.
Hey, bro,
I'm up in San Antonio.
if you had been at your old house in Houston, would you have been like in the floating the floodplain?
Yeah, I mean they got damaged. I don't think they got the brunt of it, but they were definitely without power. The streets right near my house, you could drive a boat on it. Like my actual house was pretty like it kind of I guess crested kind of near my house. So like it's had a lot of flash flooding before, but it never really got up all the way up the driveway. So I think it probably would have been all right, but
Dodge a
it's
bullet.
like I saw one video where they drove down like a street like two blocks down in a boat, just on a shallow boat that was just driving down the street. So yeah, they're still fucked. A bunch of my friends were they had to sleep up there at the PD. Is the only place where they had generators running, and they were in jail cells and stuff like that. Just you know, eating what they could, trying to get out what they can. They commandeered a bunch of rescue people and shit, which is pretty badass. I felt, you know, I'm lucky that my family's up here, but I mean, like, still feel for all those guys, man. They got it rough.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that really it's they're going to be a long time rebuilding in a lot of spots.
Yeah,
but it's Texas. Texas really came out. I mean, there's people all over. People I know taking their boats to Houston to rescue people. People heading down to Rockport to help out down there. So,
And I gotta say, yes, there are assholes out there that are shooting at the people trying to help them, But don't judge all of Texas by those pricks.
yeah. People get real excitable, like they some see this as an opportunity, like, oh shit, it's time to fucking, it's post-apocalyptic up in here, like, let's get the guns.
Well, I tell you what, I did have a firearm with me at all times, during the whole martial law. It seemed like shit was tense. I mean, people.
Well, yeah, you saw people drive with there. I know in my neighborhood. Right that Sunday morning. I really didn't see anything Saturday. The weather was still pretty bad most of Saturday, but Sunday morning early, 3-4 o'clock in the morning, there was people driving through the neighborhood like real slow. Later on Sunday night, people you don't recognize the cars.
What people don't get is like there's that period of time before the martial law actually takes place, like before the military gets there, when the weather's still going on, that it's like there is no law, there's no law enforcement at all. Like they don't send cops out unless they absolutely are positive that it's I mean, because what are you going to do with a bunch of fucking Crown Victorias or
it's the fucking purge there for a few minutes.
Yeah, if you can't get there, then you do it. You hunker down, because you're just throwing more victims to the storm if you send them out there.
Well, that's why I felt real bad. There was a fire. There's an apartment complex, one neighborhood down from me, and in the midst before the storm fully hit Friday night, but it was blowing hard, rain coming down. Apartment building went up totally, and yeah, I was real curious. I mean, you don't want to have to see first responders out there because it's not safe. But they got out there, man. They got out there and getting that fire under control, dude.
Oh yeah, I actually gave away a cup to one of our first responders who was actually out there fighting that fire, and I had the pleasure of meeting him and shaking his hand and telling him thank you and stuff like that. And that's the thing. You see. You hear about everything that went on, or some people will never know exactly what people went through during the storm, and a lot of people evacuated. They weren't here. They didn't see what happened, but there was a lot of people that wrote it out and that were out in that shit. And you don't think about it, but, like talking to the firefighter that was out there, he goes, that wind was hitting so hard that, we didn't think we would get the fire out, I mean, because it was just feeding it, Well,
and that's a pretty dense neighborhood over there. That was my fear. There was somebody Facebook living it that lived very close to that, and that was my fear. I mean, one, that those guys are in harm's way out there, but two, that fire jumps and starts spreading through that neighborhood, and you're fucked. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely there was a lot of heroes out there, I mean, people that went above and beyond. to make sure people were safe. And I mean,
Yeah,
it was.
Garrett in the chat said, "Ding dong, Mag ripped the door."
Yeah.
Well, see, Garrett, the one thing you got to watch out for, you don't want to lessen your defenses by putting a bunch of holes in your door. So, yeah.
And it could also be the pizza guy. So always check first to see if it's
right. Because pizza, you don't want good pizza to go to waste.
That's why we had firing ports in all of our boarded up windows. Just for those
the crosses, the crosses cut out. Yes.
Yeah. Big enough for a barrel, small enough to keep flashbangs out. That's
trim and elevation. Yeah.
See, Jake, you were so Texan, man. That's why I love you. You're right here with us.
Yeah, you see that somebody listed posted in Houston about all of his fucking books and resin and shit like that. Just get completely just
underwater.
Destroyed. Had a bunch of
pictures.
Oh
no! Yeah. Did they? No.
Yeah, they're actually. I think the Warhammer 40K Houston page. They were doing some kind of like model gather for the dude getting him back up and running with his models.
Oh,
I think Brian Bridges isn't on with us, but I know he had posted a few times in that thread.
Man,
that sucks.
Yeah, I'll donate some books to that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even though he plays 40K, we still hate to see somebody's army go up.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I got a personal shout out to give to you guys, man. I mean, I was out of power for a good minute till Sunday. So from Friday to Sunday, so a week and 2 days, and I was I was a bit in a panic, because when you're not working, there's no, your bills are still piling and stuff like that, and Monty had set up a GoFundMe, to keep my bills paid, which, man, there's a lot of people came through, and a lot of people in the chat, a lot of people here, talking on this webcast, and I never in a million years would have asked for anything, but I was worried. I was really worried because, when you don't have anything coming in, it puts a kibosh on everything. So a lot of you guys in the chat and Jake, of course, I'm gonna call you out and make you turn red, but y'all really helped me out, and I really thank y'all for that. Garrett Lowe, and I'm sending y'all thank you gifts. I mean, that's just the way it is, So I appreciate you guys. I mean, y'all such a great group of guys, and the TFL, of course, Pretty, and Michael and my brother and everybody. Jay was he was ready to raffle off his White Scars army. I was like, don't you fucking dare, I mean, and I'm like, no, man. I said, I'll survive. We'll come through it all, but it really put things in perspective, I mean, how you can't stop a natural disaster, and I mean, I guess my rant was, I did everything I was supposed to. Had insurance, and of course the insurance I had didn't cover all the stuff that, you got people out there that don't have anything, that break the law and this and that, and have businesses illegally and whatnot, and they're getting breaks and tax benefits, and government support, and I'm not going to get into all that, but I'm just thankful to have you guys watching my back. I mean, it really meant a lot, and and I appreciate, Michael and Pretty and brother and everybody, and Jay and TFL as a whole, and I consider y'all all TFL and my brothers and stuff like that. So thank you so much for keeping me afloat. And I'm doing good, just to let everybody know. I'm doing fantastic. Business is booming. I was afraid that we weren't going to have any business once we came back to work, but, we are busy as hell. So now they got all my equipment back up and running. You guys that threw in, I'm going to get y'all some goodies. And like I said, I'd rather work for it than just have it handed to me. So just consider them thank you gifts, and I appreciate all y'all. So that's my bit, and I love all you guys, and the least I can do is come out here and talk to you on Wednesday nights,
Well, now I feel after that Jake's mention of the notebook earlier was somewhat apropos.
Yeah,
There's not a dry eye in the house right now.
I went moist. Yeah, my vagina soaked in my pad. It's cool.
We love you, Josh. That's I don't know any other way to put it, man. We're a big family, and I know you do it for anybody that was in a similar situation. Whatever you got to.
And I hope to God I get the chance to repay you guys. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully it won't be in a dire situation like a hurricane or natural disaster. But I'll tell you what, if Raph doesn't get out of fucking Florida, we're gonna go grab him up in the APC. You know, there's an APC here in town. We're gonna rip it off and we're gonna go get Raph.
Yeah. So you guys aren't. We have another chat going, and we were talking about it over the last day or so. We're trying to get Gooch Man out of Florida. If you guys that haven't watched the news or maybe overseas, Category 5 Irma, a real bitch, is steaming towards Florida full speed.
400-mile diameter. Have you seen this storm?
That's a big son of a bitch, man.
Yeah.
They interposed it in the map over like Ohio, and it was the size of the state. I know most states aren't that big compared to us, but it was pretty damn big on that picture. But we're trying to get Gooch Man out of there, and we're threatening to commandeer a local APC that's set up for all sorts of shenanigans.
Gooch he's got family in Puerto Rico, right? Like,
yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
yeah. He said their house is like a bunker, so he thinks everyone's safe, but that's pretty tense, man. I mean, you guys out there, send your well wishes to Gooch Man's family.
We're talking about 185-mile-an-hour wind.
Yeah.
Like I can't even fathom that.
Well, that's
like Karate Kid 2.
Yeah, that's Karate Kid 2.
Oh yeah, when Mr. Miyagi breaks the freaking I know exactly what's going. He's like, "Oh, this is what you do, Miyagi. You have no honor. You kill me in the storm." And he's like, "Oh," and he breaks the wood and he saves his old buddy that owned his old lady. Yeah, I mean,
he gets it.
Yeah,
it's like Karate Kid 2 out there.
Yeah,
it's just like Karate Kid 2.
It's like Florida is like Okinawa. That's what it's gonna be like.
Now that's some scary stuff, man. 185 mile an hour sustained.
Yeah.
And so they're talking like 200 plus in gust.
Yeah, that's a fuck you in the butt storm.
Yeah, you don't want to be anywhere. I mean, once it started hitting Category 3 and Category 4, I was really rethinking my decision to stay. I was like, oh man, maybe we fucked up with this, but we just happened to.
No bullshit. Yeah, I told my wife and son that they should get on the road and get out of here. Yeah. And of course, they were worried about the roads being congested and not being able to leave or getting caught on the road. Getting caught on the road in the storm while the storm was going on. Then I could understand that, and at least I could keep an eye on them here. But 2 o'clock rolled around, 1:30, 2 o'clock, and those winds started gusting over 113 miles an hour. And it's like all of a sudden you start rethinking, hey, fuck, maybe this wasn't such a good idea,
Yeah, this is kind of dumb.
I know that Friday morning whenever I went to Home Depot to get some masonry bit, there was a line of people. I talked to the lady at the door. The line was roughly an hour long picking up lumber in their car and their trucks. And that's when I was like, man, this is some serious shit. It really didn't hit me until that moment, like how serious this was. And a big shout out to Josh. I did not have the right tools to appropriately penetrate my brick.
When it comes to penetration, I'm in there with some pressure.
Yeah. So I reached out to the guy that I knew would have the right tool to do the job. And,
yeah.
You want to see it? I got it right here. Hold on. It's right here.
Xerxes.
I have it. It's a rotor hammer.
That son of a gun, man.
This is how you work it. Yeah. You like that? This is how. Drink it in, fellas. Drink it in. Oh yeah.
Is your shirt tucked in, bro?
No, it's not. It's up in the rotor hammer. Don't body shame me, bro. Don't body shame me.
Yeah, you got like the sausage skin.
Hey man, all we could do during the hurricane was sit at home in the dark and eat. So don't judge.
Don't judge.
But I'll tell you, man, my wife and I, before I called Josh, I was using my regular drill with a masonry bit. It took us an hour to get one window into the brick. And that's called Josh. Josh is like, oh, I got these tools. I'll be over in a little while. And seriously, it took 40 minutes to do the rest of the house, like the entire house.
I was like, all right, you hold this tool pretty, grab these screws and follow me. And it was like that. That's what we went with. I felt like Tackleberry. I was like, yeah, with the freaking rotor hammer. Follow me, pretty. We got this.
It was so glorious. Yeah, then we went to Josh's house and finished off his windows, and then just hunkered down and waited on the apocalypse after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great. So my goal to myself was I've got to buy better tools.
2018.
Yeah.
New Year's resolution: better tools.
Buy a roto hammer. That seems to be the secret.
Yeah. We made short work of those windows, man.
Man, that was so fast. Like seriously, 40 minutes, and I was like, the whole house is done. I was like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm. But here's the thing: like Pretty had like a Pretty's house. This is the like my house. Fuck no, man. It's like you look from one side of town to the other side of town, right? Because Pretty's in like the hamlet. Okay, the hamlet. And I'll be honest with you, me and my brother, we lived in the hamlet when we were growing up. So I mean, I'm not talking shit about the hamlet, but you look at the hamlet, right? And the boards, the previous owner had pre-cut plywood, and they were labeled the garage left, back patio. So I'm like, this is freaking nice. So when Pretty came over to my house, it's like, all right, let's rip up this pallet. Let's put a couple of 2x4 over this window. Okay, I have like 3/4 of a piece of plywood here. It's like
Yeah, I think we attached one of the kids to the window just to keep it safe.
Like Pretty's like, is this the Zone Mortalis board? I'm shut up, Pretty. Just put it up there. It's cool, man. It's cool.
So Josh comes over and I'm sure he's like, so what do you got for? I was like, well, we got these pre-cut. He goes, dude, I had this picture that you were gonna have nothing but Warhammer table. Like we were going to be ripping apart Warhammer tables, bolting them to your house. Because I've got like 3 in my garage. I was like, no.
That's the Realm of Battle, Sector Imperialis.
Yeah.
So this is the secret weapon window. It's
It takes 12 tiles to cover this window.
The little plastic things are a bitch, but we got to make sure they stay with it.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, that was something, man. But I'll tell you, we had that thought about 4:00, 4:30 when it's really blowing. I was like, man, we kind of fucked up. But it wasn't until like 2:30 in the morning. I'm laying in bed, the power's just gone out, and all I could hear was the literal howling of the wind, and then shit hitting my roof that was flying through the neighborhood. Like you just hear thud.
Dude, your neighborhood was fucked. Like that house that faces airline. I mean, half of it's gone. I was like, "What the fuck?"
It had to be some sort of straight line wind or some sort of twister that came through there. I don't know, man. It was, because almost all the fences in my neighborhood are down. Some roof damage, but that house literally lost one side of the house that faces that major street.
Yeah,
and it's crazy. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. It's scary because I'm just thinking, like, what if that would have happened, like, like me and my wife and the dogs are here. I'm worried about them. That's kind of shit. Half your house blows off.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah, and you're like, what next? I mean, like, I look at some of those places that were just like totally destroyed, and I'm like, what do you do? I mean, do you run to like the neighbor's house, or is their house just as bad, or
none of the 2 houses to either side of me, nobody was home. The house across from me is an empty rent house. The Patillos own it, and it's been empty for 2 months. There was people home in the neighborhood, but you would have had to like travel down the street to find somebody to let you in if they didn't mag rip the door whenever you rang the doorbell.
Yeah, right, mag rip.
Yeah,
that's why you always yell Papa John's.
Papa John's, save the pizza.
Delivery.
No, I'd pretty much decided unless the house caught on fire, we weren't leaving. That would be the only situation where we were leaving, is if the house caught on fire.
Dude, but after you see the house on Westwood like go up in flames, you're like, that's a possibility.
Well, yeah.
Fuck, it's raining outside. Fire and water. No, it's not supposed to happen. But yeah, after I saw that, people placing their faith, look what's happening over here. I'm like,
Yeah. But I will tell you though, so. My parents live in Port Lavaca. They live in a country subdivision outside of Port Lavaca, and they just got power back yesterday, right? And so they actually formed basically a neighborhood militia out there. There's a couple of guys I went to high school with that are living out there now. And there was a group of about a dozen guys that were actually patrolling the neighborhood because the creek had gotten so high. Sheriff's department couldn't get in for like 4 days.
Oh, really?
But they were seeing people that were, I don't know if they were taking little boats across the creek or what, but I talked to a couple of the guys and they were having people like, you know, they were seeing people in the neighborhood like wandering around that shouldn't be there. So yeah, pretty crazy shit. I know my dad was sleeping with a shotgun pretty much the whole time.
Oh yeah,
Fucking grid gone down.
Oh yeah, dude,
It doesn't take long.
Nah, and out there, dude, you fucking shoot you and throw you in the creek, and that's the end of it. Bye.
Yeah,
The gators will get you.
Ned Beatty your ass.
And he was never heard from again.
You ain't no Burt Reynolds. You ain't no Burt Reynolds at all.
Yeah, crazy, man. Yeah, so Gooch Man says, don't you love it when it gets really quiet and you only hear the howling wind and the fucking house rattling off the foundation? Yeah. I will say I didn't hear the house rattle, but all that shit hitting the house, that's what was creepy to me. Like, because I was just wondering, like, what is flying through my neighborhood that's hitting my roof and the side of my house?
Like little children and stuff.
That may be. I don't know.
Pickets. And
there's a daycare like one fence over, so could be little kids. Didn't find any in my yard, so that's all good.
They were in the trees.
They moved.
They just kept blowing.
Speaking of blowing,
I will tell you, Josh, all that shit my neighbor had piled up next to his house, none of it blew away, believe it or not.
Dude, I was like, I went over to Pretty's house, and the neighbor's got like this freaking demilitarized zone next to his house, right? He's got like, I was like, this is like the breed. You remember in Twister when they go into that like shed and there's like machetes and chainsaws?
like sickles and shit?
Yes. That's my neighbor.
That's his neighbor. I was like, dude, all that is potential debris. That's going to fuck you up. I expected to come over to Pretty's house and see like tricycles and shit hanging out of his wall. You know what I'm saying? Because like the guy had like
a fucking Thunderdome.
Yeah, you basically weaponized a hurricane at that point.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was some fuck shit.
But that shit didn't move. I didn't find any of it in my yard, believe it or not.
Everybody else's shit was in your yard, but not that guy's. That guy stayed put. Like, it knew better. I
tell you the biggest kick in the dick from the whole thing. So, and I'm glad to have my power on, so don't take this as a bitching about my power. But the daycare that's across my side fence, it's actually on a triple size lot. So the back part of it is just a storage building, and there's really nothing there. But all these trees are like growing up around the power line. So they came through and cut all those limbs. Guess where all the limbs fell? In my fucking backyard.
Pretty's yard.
Pretty's yard. Party of Pretty's.
That's what we did yesterday. My wife and I spent a couple hours just dragging limbs out and trimming them down to get picked up. Not even counting the tree that's down in my backyard. So, yeah.
That shit sucks.
Yeah. Gooch Man, I did not feel pressure on the windows, but when I set through Claudette, which was a few years ago, it was a Cat 1, right at a Cat 2 that came through Port Lavaca. I was at my parents' house. I actually saw the windows flexing as the storm came through. That was pretty weird.
Yeah.
But no, the house was boarded up. It didn't have any pressure on the windows.
You know what, though? I tell you what, I got to tell you, like, my house is in a floodplain, right? And it's not really in a floodplain. It's just the house behind us is like on a hill. So everything that runs off of that house runs down to my backyard, right?
Fucking assholes.
Yeah. It's like that's some bullshit right there. So anyway, when it rains hard, it rains, and then the ground gets saturated, and then it rains again. And they, the previous owners of the house installed like a bathroom in the converted garage, right? So when they plumbed it in, they just went right through the concrete. And what happened is the underneath the concrete washed out. So when it rains hard, it follows the drainage back into that room and floods out the converted garage, right? So everyone, preparation for the hurricane, I said, you know what, I'm going to get a sump pump. So I went and I found me a sump pump at the Harbor Freight, and this thing looks like it looks like a gumdrop, right? I mean, it stands about 8 inches high, and it's about 4 inches round at the base. Looks like a gumdrop, a green gumdrop.
Kind of like a butt plug.
Yeah, it looks like a butt plug. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, if you want to go with that route, yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know whose butt is that big, like 4 inches in diameter, but
that does give me I've got a better mental image now of what you're talking about.
It does taper. It does taper.
You got to realize our viewership that you probably just spoke to most of them now. They're like, oh, I can visualize. I see.
It was real vague at first,
right? But there was
it's crisp and clear in my mind.
There was a handle on top, so yeah, for easy transport, I guess, or if you want to put the butt plug in backwards. Anyway, so I get this sump pump, right, and the storm starts up, and I'm on top of it. I got it plugged in to the wall, and I'm like, so I put this sump pump in the first puddle, right, and it says don't run it dry. Okay, no problem. So I said, all right, I put it in the puddle.
Words of wisdom.
I turned to my wife. I said, kick it on, and there's no switch, so it's like, don't run it dry. Yeah, so she plugs it in, right? Hey, the butt plug, the cord, not the butt plug. And within seconds, this thing goes, and then the puddle's dry. I was like, motherfucker! I was like, pull it. She goes, I'm gonna burn up the sump pump. Like, I've only had this sump pump for like 20 minutes. And
this butt plug is gonna be done.
yeah. So I'm thinking it's Harbor Freight, so it's not gonna. It's gonna take a crap on me at some point, right? This motherfucker. I mean, if you have to get a sump pump for anything, Harbor Freight shit is the titties. So anyway, so all night I'm outside, and when the power goes out, I fire up the Jenny, and that sump pump is like the main concern, because I'm already picturing my house floating down the street. You know what I'm saying? Because or everything inside, or like waist deep water or some shit. You always see those pictures of the people that are like, they wake up in their bed and the water is like almost to the top of the bed. It's like, fuck. So I said, I'm going to stay up and I'm going to sump the water out of the backyard. And it's got a hose that runs to the front and it goes down the street into the gutter. So this little fucking pump was the MVP. And looking back, like even after the storms have stopped, I went out there and I sucked out all the, is that MSNBC or what? What the fuck happened? Anyway, so
I got in fantasy football here, bro.
Oh, the fantasy. That's what it is.
Yeah, I was about to say that's an ESPN zone.
Yeah. So I was like, I got all the standing water out of the backyard, and it helped because now we're going through mosquito hell.
Yeah.
I don't know. Right now the mosquitoes are like the worst thing ever.
They're still giant over there.
Oh no, you have. It's not only that, but like
the mega arachnids over there.
It is like Stormship Troopers over here. Like, people are freaking serious. Like flamethrowers is a good idea. Like, I regret not picking up that flamethrower now. But yeah, like they will cake the front of your car. They're so bad. The mosquitoes. It's just like I got out at this guy's house and it felt like they were trying to lift me off the ground. I mean, it was that bad.
Yeah, they are bad. We that first day we were clearing limbs, no one in Victoria had bug spray. So it was pretty brutal. But yesterday we managed to get a couple of cans of Deep Woods Cutter or some shit.
Gotta get that Deets.
Yeah.
The Deep. Deep Woods Deep.
Actually, would prefer some of that stuff to use a knob. What's that, an orange to just coat my fucking backyard and be done with it.
So did you get like the pick of the litter at HEB? Did you go through and like the employees get to like shop and spree first, before it hits the.
If I would have been at work when we got the bug spray in, yeah, but I was off Monday and Tuesday, and no one in Victoria. They got it in Sunday night, and apparently they sold it within like an hour of opening Monday morning at both stores. So yeah, it's pretty fucking ridiculous. We had a full
shit. Don't fuck around. It's like 98% deep.
Yeah.
I tell you what though, you start sweating with that shit on your skin. Fuck you. Like, I mean, it's like somebody poured battery acid all over your body.
What are you spraying on yourself? It didn't. I sweated like a son of a bitch. I didn't feel none of that.
What the fuck was that? Is somebody hogging out?
No, it's one of my dogs. Hang on.
Okay.
It's hogging out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is Izzy. She was wanting to see what was going on.
I can't breathe. Sucking sucks.
Face. Aw, making fun of you. Yeah. Yeah, she just turned 5 recently, so
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. Deep woods. Yeah, it burns. Like, don't apply it to your scrotum after shaving. It's horrible.
Josh, did you put on like your invisible cloak, or like what's the story there?
No, I'm taking a
He's
shit.
taking a shit.
his plus 1 ring of invisibility.
I have Zach knows. He knows Echo well. Yeah. Like I have one of those wireless headsets, so I can like simultaneously take a shit, like wipe my ass and talk to y'all at the same time. So,
Excellent.
yeah,
Multitasking.
multitasking. Yeah, boy, if you could see me in the mirror, whoo, baby, sexy.
I'd ask if anyone's gotten any heresy work done, but
dude, did you see my lightning?
Well, yeah, that looked pretty badass, dude. Did you just get that?
Yeah, I just got it, man. Oh, well, I'd ordered it before. I was telling the guys before we started the cast that I'd ordered it. I didn't order it, but I found a guy that had one in the UK. And before this whole hurricane shenanigans, I had ordered it, right? And he shipped it out. And then, of course, the hurricane hit, no power, no mail, no nothing like that.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about it. And then all of a sudden, I get a package in the mail, and I'm like, what is this? And then I opened it up, and it was like, oh, yeah, it was glorious.
Yeah, that's pretty sharp, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see those come up very often.
No, and I wanted one of those old pre-Voss lightnings, just because it looks so good. And I thought it was smaller, but I remember I was telling Jake this, is that back in the day when Forge World was just like a pipe dream. It was like, oh, someday I'm gonna have that Forge World goodness,
Yeah.
It was like nobody had flyers. There was no rules for flyers, this and that, and they had the Orc bomber, the Orc fighter bomber, and they had the Lightning, and and the Thunderbolt. Of course, the Thunderbolt's always been around. And I was a big fan of Thunderbolt, but I was like, I could see myself someday affording the Lightning. I could afford it, and I remember being like, damn, man, I'll have that Lightning. I'll never get the Thunderbolt or the Marauder for Christ's sake. But now like I have everything except the old Lightning, and then I found it, and I wanted the model so bad.
So what force are you gonna put that with?
Man, I have a Navy. Like I have a color scheme for my Navy, and the Navy is like multitask. Like I multi-purpose the Navy, because it's a color scheme its own. It doesn't match my militia, my solar arms, anything. It's like if I need Navy, I bring in the Navy, So,
but that makes sense, though. I mean, it's not, and that's not an unusual thing. I'm cool.
Yeah. So I mean, because of that, I painted my Navy like a brown camo, kind of like a French pattern, a camo from World War II, and I went with that color scheme, which is my Arvire, that color, which I'll show you. That's like a brown kind of camel stripe. And I did it to try to do like the Bumblebee effect, because I wanted my Arvire to be like Bumblebees. But then I was like, you know what? If they're going to be part of the Navy, then I'm just going to go ahead and make it uniform. So I started doing Thunderbolts and Lightnings in that same color scheme. So now my Navy is that color.
Hey, speaking of Arvi, you don't have an extra one, do you?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do.
One to turn loose of it?
Yeah, you need it?
Yeah, just let me know what you're looking for, and because I need a second one.
Okay.
Cool. I'll PM you.
Sure thing. You got it, pretty.
Awesome. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Man.
I actually got my last 2 Dracosans, so I'm sitting at 9 Dracosans now.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so which
I think you've got plenty.
So
dude,
what a fucking dummy.
Fuck you, bro. Nobody
No, it's awesome.
You don't even know.
It's awesome, but dude, I just need more, because You know, if I can fit it, I could do it.
Okay. Yeah, it's good stuff. Dracosions for days. You know what though? Like,
Josh, that reminds me.
Reminds
What?
you.
did you freeze?
Oh, it's just popping
No,
up.
yeah,
have a
they
stroke?
just like you're
Oh.
no, no, you're when you were talking about the Forge World pipe dream.
Uh huh.
Like that reminds me of the first time that I ever kind of saw a Forge World model that it hit me like that's freaking bad. You know, like
I need that.
this shit is cool. Like I need to.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was back in the early 2000s. I was back when White Dwarf was really kick ass, and they had a battle report, and it was Black Templar versus Orcs,
Mm.
and the whole point of the battle was they were on a airfield, and they had these fighter bombers, and they had these pilots that were NPCs, and they could only move like D6 inches a turn, and you had the Orc player had to get the pilots across the airstrip to the plane, so that way he could fly off and start doing bombing
Oh,
runs.
how badass is that?
Yes. Hell yeah.
And and it was a Speed Freaks army, so they were all lined up on one side, and you had the planes, and you had the pilots, and then the Black Templars were a deep striking force, so they came in drop pods, which were Forge World, and they had a dreadnought drop pod with a dreadnought in it, and I remember just seeing the fighter bombers and the dreadnought drop pod, and I was like, okay, there's something different about this stuff than the normal stuff. And it's really like that's the first memory that I have. Of course, I was probably early 2000s, so I was like 13 or 14.
God, Jake, you make
That-
me feel so fucking old because
Yeah.
I remember that issue. I remember that issue.
Josh was 39 at that
Yeah,
point.
shut the fuck up. I was not 39, pretty, you asshole. We're the same age, pretty.
I know.
If it makes you feel any better, Josh, like 30 hit me really, really hard this weekend. I've been 30 for like, let's see, 3 weeks.
Why would that make him? Why would that make him
And-
feel better?
Well, no,
Yeah.
because I like Sunday I went to do something completely like normal and ordinary. I've been over. My little daughter wanted to play with her Power Wheels Jeep, and so she got in it and she drove it out of the garage, drove it right into my dad's truck. And so I bent down to grab a hold of it and just slide it to the side, so that way she would, quit running into dad's truck and drive it the other way.
Uh-huh.
I
And you
fell to
old
the ground.
hit.
It felt like, dude, somebody hit me in the lumbar with a 9-pound hammer. I
Welcome
was
to old age.
I was out
Yeah.
of out of commission for 2 days. Today was the first day that I could drive a vehicle.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Yeah, it happens.
So like it's coming on fast.
Just wait till you hit 40.
feel-
Yeah, right. It doesn't get better.
Yeah.
It doesn't get
Damn
better.
it.
Like,
I was
doesn't-
hoping you guys would tell me like this was the peak, like
No.
and then it would like move, then you're
Yeah.
fine.
no. It doesn't get
All
better.
downhill.
Yeah.
Shit.
Next thing you know, you have hair on your back, and you. Oh wait, no, that's me.
No
That-
shit. We crossed that bridge about 19.
See, any year now, my brother's gonna. Yeah, what's gonna happen to my brother? Like the
Say it.
back hair, bro. Any
Like every time you'd see like a hair on my arm, like a rogue hair, and you'd be like, "That's how it starts." That's how it starts.
That's
yeah,
it.
like I don't know how to skip my brother. Like, my brother didn't get like my brother's all freshly shorn. Like he's
I'm
all
not
smooth.
shorn. I'm
He's
hairy.
all
I'm not sure.
He's all smooth.
Zach's like, no, I got hair. You shut up.
Yeah, I like Chewbacca. Like we're going to Schlitterbahn this weekend. Like my brother scored
Yeah.
tickets and
Fuck
he
yeah.
invited me to Schlitterbahn. He's like, "Hey, bro, let's go to Schlitterbahn." I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go to Schlitterbahn." You know what I'm saying? And like I'm thinking to myself, "Damn, I'm gonna have to like get the weed whacker out, like fucking clog Schlitterbahn." You know, like fucking. You know how embarrassing it is when they like fish out like a wad of hair and they're like, "That guy, he's ruining it for everybody."
That guy. Dude, the weird
It's
ones are the
almost-
rogue ear hairs, man. Like you'll just be sitting there, mind like shaving or brushing your teeth or something. All of a sudden you'll be like, "What the shit?" And you'll see like a hair that's like 3 inches long, just sticking right out the side of your ear.
Like, how did that start? Yeah, like when did that?
It's
Like,
like,
did it just surprise?
It didn't. Right? It didn't just grow overnight. Like it's been there. How have I not seen this?
Yeah.
Like how is this a thing? What is it even doing growing out of my ear?
You know, I'm giving my brother props because he's taking me to Schlitterbahn and stuff like that. But now I got to take him down a notch. Let me tell you the worst gift I've ever gotten in my entire life. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, and my brother knows where I'm going with this because, you know, back in the day, like okay, when before I was married, before you know, like my brother would man up and he'd be like, "Hey, bro, I got your back, right?" And he'd be like, "Let me get the trimmers and I'll shave you down." All right, cool. Because like it's I was young, you don't want your
do a little
girlfriend running her
manscaping,
fingers
I mean, yeah.
through your back hair. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. So my brother, tired of this chore that he would have to perform like once every 6 months or so, you know, it was like,
I will tell you, Josh. Hang up. I've got a younger brother.
would you shave him?
He never once volunteered to shave me or vice versa.
I have 4 brothers, and none of them would shave me. So
Yeah,
Hey,
so there's a bond
it's not
that you
like
and Zach share.
It's not a volunteer thing. Like, hey, bro, like, I see you're getting a little unruly back there. Like,
I would beg him. I'd be like, "Come on, bro, please, come on, man. I can't go out to the pool. It's summertime. It's hot. Look at this, man. I'm woolly. Come on, Brad. Bro." Anyway, so he goes out and he comes in and he gets me a birthday gift, right? And I'm like, "You got me a gift, bro? Thanks, bro. Man, that's thoughtful of you." And I open this gift, and it's called the Man Groomer. And the Man Groomer is like it's a bar about this big that folds out. And at the end of this fold out,
nice.
it's got like a head that's got like a clipper's head, right? So it's made so you can like use it like a back scratcher and like it's like mow yourself down. Of course, the head is only about 1.5 inches wide, so I don't know. It would take some time, right? The thing runs on 2 AA batteries. Okay. So I was like, and I get it, and I'm like, I already looking at this, and I'm like, man, I'm kind of skeptical about it. My brother's like, yeah, this is it. This is the best gift ever, right? So I was like, all right, and it's like, maybe I just got the angle wrong.
It's like running over the big wet clumps with your lawnmower. Just like,
so now I got like 2 strips like this wide of like and only about this long because that's how far it got before it bogged down. Right? and you can't see it, right? Like I mean, is it meant to like double mirror that shit? I mean, like so. Yeah, the Man Groomer was a huge fail, man. But but it was like I know I got the hairy back and shit like that, but that just kind of like clarifies, like, dude, you're a hairy bitch, dude. I don't want to do this anymore, bro. Thanks, So the Man Groomer, yeah, definitely not. If you see it in the Sky Mall catalog, don't get it. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
it's like one of those as seen on TV sections.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. They got this one now. It's just like a blade, and you can even do it dry, but it's like it doesn't use batteries or nothing.
It's like Mortarian scythe.
Yeah,
it's like Mortarian scythe. Yeah, just kind of run it across the back. Yeah, pestilence, famine. Yeah. God,
it's a thought that counts.
It was a thought. Yeah, I know my brother meant well. I love my brother.
Yeah.
But God, it was so embarrassing. Like I was like, all right, finish me off, bro. Please, come on, man. He's like, fuck no, I got you this because I didn't want to do it no more. So my brother being a trooper, and now that you guys put in perspective, that.
See.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah.
God, they gave me so much shit for that. Like I thought, like they thought it was a gag gift. I think. Like
yeah, it was like, yeah.
And I was like,
it was the AA batteries that kind of really, kind of like fucking ruined it. I was like,
what did you want? Do you want
that's
some
not
fucking
enough
D
juice.
cells or what?
Yeah, some diesel. Yeah, I want like a Maglite with
like an 18-volt lithium ion there.
Yeah, I want like 16 double D batteries in a Maglite tube with like an industrial blade like this big, so I can do just
Jesus
one.
Christ.
Yeah, like the top 5 layers of skin come off. Like it takes me down to the dermis. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Fucking combine on your back.
Exactly. Oh shit. But
so in 30K news.
Yeah. Right.
So hey, y'all hear about Shapeways shutting down El Pablo's the Monkey, or I mean
I just saw something
Games
like that.
Workshop.
What's going on?
Games Workshops, like they're like, you know how he's always had to like make different names for his shoulder pads or whatever, like plague force or whatever, or something.
Yeah,
You know,
grody guys.
yeah, yeah. They had to, he had to make up some kind of weird names for them, like samurai knights or whatever. Yeah, he basically, I guess they got some kind of copyright infringement thing and shut down his whole operation or a bunch of his stuff. So they're starting to take off many of his different designs off of his
even his personal designs,
Shapewear
right?
thing. Yeah, well, they're all his personal designs. Like shit, he made one on our webcast, like before our eyes. Remember that?
Oh, right, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Switzer was like, yeah, back in our Forgotten Legion youth, he was one of our guests.
He even came on.
Guests.
Yeah, he came on as a guest.
Yeah, he came on and he like designed a word bearer shoulder pad like right on our.
That was when Monty still.
Oh, we're talking
casted
about
with us.
Pop Goes the Monkey.
Welcome to the party,
Matt.
pretty.
Yeah, where you been, man?
My wife was.
We're just over here casting.
The dog was throwing up on her. So
were you taking a dump?
there was a vomiting dog in the other room.
Get some of them earphones.
Yeah.
No.
Once you go Bluetooth.
Yeah, we're talking about Pop Goes the Monkey. Got the Kaibot like he's getting shut down and shit. That
sucks.
I mean, what do y'all think? Like, in your opinion, like, is that hurting somebody? Is somebody out there like saying like, like, we can't have too many shoulder, but we need the fucking full monopoly on monotonous shoulder pads. Nobody could ever do this.
So I'm curious to see what it's actually going to come out in the wash as to, because I think the last thing I saw, and I'm probably a couple hours out of date on it, was that all he knew was that his stuff was being taken down. He didn't have anything from G-Dub or Shapeways, I didn't think. So I'll be curious to see what their actual reasoning was. But from a GW standpoint, why are you worried about this guy? How much money is he taking away from you? Yeah, he has a great product, but he's not naming it any of the names that you use. I don't know. I think it's pretty petty at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Well, the flip side, to play devil's advocate for him, if you do not defend your IP, then that sets a precedent that can be used against you anytime that you choose to defend your IP. Now, am I saying that they're doing the right thing or the wrong thing? No. But what I am saying is, when you have intellectual property, it's like if somebody starts mowing your yard, like a part of your yard, after so long, that becomes their yard.
But does it?
If it's yours, if I mean, at least in the state of Tennessee, I'm not sure how it is in Texas, but if there's a piece of property that you maintain for like 7 or 8 years, nobody else ever touches or comes near, that can change the boundary. That can change property
but
line.
that's not. They're making a completely different product. It's not like I'm making what you make.
Right. As long now the flip side is if it's original designs that aren't.
Yeah, they are like some of those. The customizable legs, like those are.
Yeah. Then it may not even be GW that's doing it. I mean, we don't know that yet.
And right? It may not be. I'd be curious to see. I know Monty. We'll probably hear more on RFI next week. I know Monty had spoken with him on the phone earlier tonight, so I'm sure we'll get more details in the coming week. Whatever's fit to publish, if you will. But at the end of the day, though, I think that I get what you're saying about IP protection. I really do. But I think if you,
it can go too far. I mean, you've got Spots the Space Marine, right? Like that's too far.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the people that wanted to trademark the word Space Marine. I mean, come on.
Right.
But here's the thing. And this is my argument too. Like in defense of Scott Switzer, Matt Switzer. I'm sorry. I'm thinking Scott.
Got to do with this.
I'm thinking Scott. I mean, but here's the thing. Like, he's not producing the whole model. Like, you still have to buy the Games Workshop model to apply your shoulder pads to it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, now I know Games Workshop released their shoulder pads, which in my opinion pale in comparison to Matt's. You know what I'm saying? But still, it's like they didn't put him out until after Matt did so well putting out his alternate shoulder pads. You know, so was it on their agenda to produce them? Maybe, you know what I'm saying, to give them a little bit more individuality and stuff like that, to sell more pieces. But, I mean, come on, man. You know, I mean, you're still selling the freaking model. It's not like he's recreating the whole Space Marine line, you know?
Well, I think, I agree 100%. I think what you're seeing is he's actually providing, as you said, a superior product. You know, I just ordered 2 different types of, I didn't want to say just order. I've had them for about a month and a half now. But 2 different types of Imperial Fist breacher shields, so I could differentiate squads and whatnot. You know, they don't offer that. I can't go and get a specific breacher shield upgrade for the Imperial Fist from Forge World. That's not a product they offer. That's not a product that's even on their radar, from what they say. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just like, I think maybe they're going a little too far with it. I do think you have to protect your IP, but I think they've gone too far.
Yeah.
So the question, I'm not real familiar with any of his products or anything. I've not ever been on Shapeways, but so when he makes these custom shoulder pads, does he use anything close to what looks like, Legion emblems, symbols, stuff like that?
The one he made for us was like a book with a flame coming out of it.
So
like
yes,
a book with a flame.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a stretch from like.
Now the
word bearers have a book, like the Book of Zorgar. Like, I mean, you can 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon like every fucking thing and say it's a Legion symbol. You know?
Yeah, you sure can. But I mean, it's also one of those things that if I'm Games Workshop and I have an item and I say, this is mine, this is what I own, look at this one. All it takes is one judge going,
And that example, they actually do. My tactical shoulder pads from Forge World have a book with a flame on them.
Well, all right. Like, let's be the man. All right, it says likeness anyway, and likeness is very subjective. I mean,
right.
So I get it. I'm just saying, like, it's, in time where people are kind of pissed off at things anyway, like why rock the boat? Like,
what's funny is how different industries
why go all
like, you look at the automotive industry, right?
You
can buy Ford badges, you can buy every single body panel for like an '87 Silverado, not from Chevrolet, but it's the identical piece, and literally build an entire truck out of non-Chevrolet parts.
Yeah,
that makes a Chevrolet truck. But I don't know. It's just, they're very different industries. Like the automotive industry, they don't. I guess, like, it's not even like they don't care.
Well, GM,
it's like, it's just go Joel Osteen on it. Like, get off my product.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying with the automotive industry. We're running into that with the Corvette and the Nova. GM literally just doesn't make most of those parts anymore.
Right.
But you've got third-party manufacturers that specifically make parts for a 62 Vet that are identical to
OEM parts.
Yeah, but I think the difference, right? The difference is that Chevrolet sells an entire car. You don't go to Chevrolet specifically. I mean, you can. I don't know. I don't know why the laws are different there. Like, why is it okay that I make an SS grill and Chevrolet makes an SS grill and we can both sell them and they look the exact same?
Yeah.
Maybe because you can't trademark it. I don't know.
That's a good question for the TFL lawyer. We need to have him back on here.
I tell you what, like the models they're making nowadays, like, I'm assembling these Poxwalkers, and I'm thinking, this just totally makes sense, that the way they design these models with the 3D, I guess it's 3D printing or 3D modeling now, or designing, is that you can't just cut off an arm or a weapon like you used to. You know what I'm saying? Like these models have to go together one particular way. And if you look at more and more these different kits that they're putting out, there's only one way to assemble these models. There's no There's no customization whatsoever. So like I got like 3 sets of these Poxwalkers, and I have 3 of the same model. You know what I'm saying? I have 20 of these guys, but like, and not even that is that I'm like I have. Okay, so you get 20 guys. You get 10 guys that are exactly the same as the other 10, and they're a 20 box set. You should give me 20 different guys.
Man cave?
What?
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 So do you invite them over to your man cave?
With the dudes, the Poxwalkers?
Do they fit into your man cave?
When I put them in one at a time and lots of lube. But no, I mean, that's neither here nor there. The thing is that, you know, I want different models. Like, that was the whole point of, like, doing, like, 100 different world eaters. You know what I'm saying? They're different poses because the arms, I mean, it's arms, legs, torso, head. You know what I'm saying? But now...
I'd say you'll see something different once the actual kit comes out. I mean, those are, like I said, those are starter kits.
Well, the kit's out. You can buy the kit, right? Well, you
Right,
can buy
but I think all it is the Pox. Are they not the exact same as what came in the starter box? Are they different?
These are the ones out of the Dark Imperium box.
Okay.
But I mean, the models are beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's a lot of detail.
Yeah, they're sharp.
You know, but I mean, the way they go together, there's only one way that they go together. What's that? What you got there?
Yeah.
What you got there, pretty?
Look closely. Look closely.
Oh, is that floating Pox thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may or may not have Death Guard being built.
Yeah, there you go. Well, my guys are going to be militia. You know, my Poxwalkers, they're militia. So I mean, but the thing is that if I know that's almost impossible to put 300 troops on the board and each one of them looked different. At one time there was, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could butcher parts and this and that. And of course, you know, you go back to the old pewter models, there was really no customization there. Because I mean, I remember chopping off weapons or chopping off pewter hands or little lead hands and putting a different weapon on there, and it was a motherfucker just to get the things to stick or look right or green stuff or whatever, you know.
Well, it's kind of coming back around to that with the stuff you're talking about with the sprue design, and you know, we did have that period of GW that was customizable, but Forge World for right now is still pretty customizable, which is a good thing.
Yeah,
but sure. it doesn't help, you know. And I've got the Dark Imperium, the Death Guard half, and so I know exactly what you're saying. I was looking at those dudes. It's like, man, it'd be cool to make them all different, but a pain in the dick is it actually going to be?
Yeah, I mean, well, that's where you get like more of the modeler, you know, the modeling. You know, like, I mean, I remember taking a kid bashing a Ralph Partha kit and making Serapedon the guy from the Soul Drinkers. You know, he had the bottom half of the Arachnid, and he had the top half of the Librarian. You know, and I made like a diorama, you know, out of this, you know, and he was my Soul Drinker. You know, and I mean. But like, I mean, nowadays, you know, to take one of these plastic models, and it's just they look so good, but it's disheartening to see them all in the same clothing, the same pose, and the same horn coming out of the same head. You know, it's like, you know, especially with Nurgle, you know what I'm saying, or Militia, you know, they're such a ragtag team of fucking, you know, pieces of shit, you know, that you expect them all to look different. You know, I guess I could change the paint scheme, you know. Oh, this guy's got a brown tunic, you know what I'm saying? This guy's got a purple tunic. But, you know, it's harder to customize with when you have pieces that fit together. Like, I put together one guy's stomach and head and arm onto the body that was missing, you know, that had the rest of it, you know what I'm saying? So the pose is still the same. It's still the exact same model, and because you need to run 300 of these guys in Gorgons or whatever, you know, you're going to have probably 18 of the same guys, you know, walking around in your army, you know. So
yeah,
I guess that's my bitch about, you know, you know, the harder it is to customize, you know.
Hey, Josh, you want to see something dumber than monopose Poxwalkers?
Let's see.
So I'm here at the Residence Inn, and this is the salt and pepper shaker.
What the fuck is that?
What is in there? What is it?
Is it like fluid?
Full of individuals?
Like, so the pepper shaker, instead of having pepper in it, has like the individual little packets of pepper.
Dude, I can't believe you got your big old meat paw in that little hole.
It took
your
some
wife,
effort.
Your wife must love you.
She's a lucky woman.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Hey, before we
I feel like
forget,
that's
we
just
got
one of those like it's not my job moments.
Yeah, it's not my job. Just put the packets in there. It's cool. You can't regulate the flow out of those shakers. I mean, you just never could.
Zach, you trying to bring up the event coming up?
Yeah, the event. I know that we on this and we get carried away with all our rants or whatever, but we do have some business to take care of. Now we just I've got it pulled up, dude. You want me to just go ahead and throw down the
Yeah, go for it.
the deets? Yeah, we got an event that our buddies over at Growlars 222nd that are having on September 16th at St. Joseph Society Hall in San Antonio. It's Wargaming for Good. It's the Hurricane Harvey Relief event.
Wait, hold on. Wargaming for good?
Wargaming for Good. Yeah,
like good, like good, like that's the best thing. I love the Golders guys, okay, but that reminds me of the Kung Pao in a fist where he's like, it's bad, it's wrong. There should be a word that makes it
Badong.
Badong. It's badong. Like it's wargaming for good, not bad. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, but wargaming for good.
Now that Josh has negged the event all the shit. Wait, we get it going there, bro.
Yeah, people are actually canceling their
for good. Like we're doing it. What if I'm a heresy player? What if I don't want to be good?
Yeah, just why don't you say your event sucks and then be done with it? Why do you have to carry on?
we actually
you planned it wrong
during Josh's nagging of the event.
I wasn't nagging the event. I was just nagging the name of the event.
You negged it.
I did not nag the event. I nagged the name. The name, like.
I agree. It doesn't flow. It doesn't.
Thank you, bro.
They were probably hard up. They're probably like, oh, we got to put something out there real quick before somebody else comes up with an event for just say it's more gaming for good. I don't know. Sorry, Paul. We tried.
We tried.
I'm sorry. We actually invited the Pauls to come on and talk about it so we wouldn't fuck it up, but
oh yeah, I fucked it up.
It's 9-night time here.
Yeah, we fucked it up anyway.
To be fair, then you get what you get. If you leave it to the De La Rosas.
Yeah, we fucked shit up.
Sorry, Paul. Hey, there's the event on 16th in San Antonio. Go to it.
It's good. It's pretty good for goodness sake, and good. And more good than you can good at.
So if you're watching us and you're not a heresy player, I don't know why you'd be watching us if you're not a heresy player, but
because I'm so damn sexy.
Yeah.
Shit.
No, you don't have to be a heresy player because it includes other aspects of the game as well.
Yeah.
Would you like to know more?
I'd say we're about 10%, right? Like for this cast, we've got to be about 10% heresy. The rest of it's like.
Oh yeah, we fucked this
dildos and back shaving.
Yeah, dick and fart jokes.
Yeah, we're known for the dick and fart jokes.
Okay, well, even if you're not into heresy, there is a raffle. The current raffle items that are up are a 3,500 point painted Age of Sigmar Stormcast Eternal Army donated by Jacob Bissett. Jacob Bissett is a heresy player. We all know he's been.
Jacob Bissett. How's Jake been? Shit, yeah.
I'm not online with him, Josh. I'm just reading a post on the internet.
He's actually in the room with Zach right now.
Oh wait. His post actually says Jacob Bissett has been doing just fine. Thank you.
Fuck you, bro. I hate you.
There's a note just for Josh.
In case
Josh asks.
You're such a dick.
P.S.
Tell
Josh I'm doing fine.
Jacob Bissett. I love you, Jacob. I love you, Jacob Bissett.
There is a 40K painted Eldar army donated by Frank Walcox.
Walcox?
Walcholtz, maybe.
Zach, how's he doing?
I don't know.
What's the update on it?
I don't know. I can't get through a post about
Walcox.
What's
Like,
it? What's
this is the worst advertisement for anything ever. fucking up people's names.
you
I
know,
talk some shit about but I can't get the first sentence out before Josh fucking goes in and says,
tears
"Hold
it
on,
down.
that sucks. That sucks."
Who named this shit? Why would
Yeah,
anyone
well-
want us to promote their event? Yeah, we just fucked it all up. People are like, "Fuck that! I'm gonna go
Fuck
hang
that
out.
guy.
I'm gonna go to my
There's
grandma."
one more fucking bullet point on the raffle. Let me get through it. And a 30K Ultramarines currently being built and painted army donated by the members of the Goalers 222nd, assembled and painted by Paul Philwitt and Daniel Martin.
I've actually got something to
Oh,
add
I've
to
seen
that.
it. I've seen it. Yeah.
So James, if you guys know Jimbo, who was at Stiff 3,
I like Jimbo.
James
Tattoo
Jimbo
artist.
Burrell. Yeah, tattoo artist out of North Houston. He donated the fully painted Guillemot. So the Primarch of the Ultramarines.
The girly man.
Is that how you
Man
say
himself.
it? Is that how you say it? Guillemot?
Yeah, I'm trying to be fancy with it to spice things up right now. So
I always said Gilliman.
Yeah.
Gilliman. What do you say, bro?
Guillemot. What? Gilliman?
Gilliman.
it seems French. We need a Frenchman to weigh in on this.
Guillemot. Yeah. That's just racist, pretty.
How does JP say it? He's French Canadian. That's close.
Yeah, we should have JP on here. Like,
He would know.
He's a yoga hoser. Shit.
Hold on. It's my turn to pick. Hold on. Just give me a second and I'll be right back with the...
Oh, yeah.
So continuing on with the event. So while Zach's tied up, there's going to be a 30K gaming event, 40K gaming, 2v2, 1,000 points per person. The 30K event is a 2,500 point per person, 1v1, custom missions and custom terrain. And there's also going to be a Blood Bowl and Age of Sigmar. So there's a lot of shit going on. It's actually at the same place they hold Alamo GT. So I don't have that address. But
What was the name of the event again?
420 East Cesar E. Chavez Boulevard in San Antonio.
Yeah,
It's right off the river. Right off the Riverwalk, go down there, party. We'll go booze it up.
There's a bar inside the gaming hall, which is pretty nice.
Chavez.
Yeah,
St. Joseph.
It's got.
Hall.
Oh, there we go. Okay, it's not.
But it's Saturday, September 16th, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Chavez.
Could be the time frame.
Chavez.
It says $20 per person. You can donate more. Raffle tickets are $20 for 6, 10 for 3, 5 a piece. There will be transportation on station. Oh, wait, hang on. There will be transportation on station to being all donated non-perishable food, hygiene. That still makes sense. So they're going to transport shit that you donate.
Is it hurricane relief?
Yeah, for hurricane. This is all benefiting hurricane relief.
That would have sounded a lot better than just for good.
100% of the proceeds will go directly to the victims of this devastating storm.
Yeah.
RV dumped 3 times the amount of water that Katrina did, but nothing keeps Texans down.
Yeah.
So good pussy.
Well, except that.
Yeah. So just a little thing by the 30K community trying to do their part. Those guys are always great. They're always willing to give.
Hell yeah, they are.
Paul Sweetland, he's the one that donated the three Warlord Titans at Stiff 3 for our buddy Raph's raffle. So for his incumbent bike, and just all around great guys. The stuff that they put up, Paul Philwitt's a great guy. I know that there's a glaive in that Ultramarines army, right? Yeah. I saw something that's definitely like that Fellblade chassis. I'm pretty sure it's a glaive, but I saw the start of it, the start of the airbrush sequence. So, and those guys do multiple layers, so I'm sure their stuff's going to look pretty titties.
Be some badass OSL going on.
Yeah, I know they're hating painting Ultramarines, but
yeah, because
I don't know why I wonder why they chose Ultramarines. I'm kind of curious.
I think because it's the good Legion.
Like it's the neutral. It's like the master of none. So it's like anybody can play.
That's my thought. I don't want. I maybe
because it's the tournament of goodness.
Yeah.
What was it?
So,
what was it for good?
thing on that. You can
Wargaming for good.
buy
Wargaming for
raffle tickets even if you're not going to be there. Where did
How
I
do you
just
do
see
that?
it? I'm looking. I just saw it on a post. Hang on. Okay. The post says, want to make a donation or buy raffle tickets but unable to attend the event? Question mark. Follow the link below. So I'm actually going to share this to the TFL page and to the South Texas page. It's probably the best way to get this. But if you'll just follow their instructions, you can buy raffle tickets to get in on all the gaming goodness.
So be good, for goodness sake. Whoa.
Somebody's coming. Yeah.
And
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together.
Mass
Mass
hysteria.
hysteria.
But
So,
come out and play. Yeah, come play some 30K.
who's planning on going? I
Actually,
should be there.
I've got Saturday off. I've got the okay from the wife, provided no one dies. I should be there.
Shit, yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds like somebody's about to die.
Yeah, that seems to be my curse that I've been building the last year. So
Yeah, like last time, like you bailed last second, totally fucked up the whole event. Pretty.
yeah. So
Somebody died.
no,
Death.
no,
Yeah.
Are you gonna be there, bro? Are you gonna go, bro?
What is it?
Are you gonna, bro?
September
It's like
16th.
it's like
I sent
next
you a
weekend.
text. I sent you and Jay a text specifically and said, "Hey, on this date, are y'all going to go?"
I don't know.
I don't know. That'll be 3 weekends.
Do I get to play? I mean,
Yeah, we're playing, dude.
oh shit, yeah.
It's all about playing.
Like
They're
30K?
running.
Want your autograph or what?
Well, I don't know, man. Shit, I want to play.
Paul also told me, he said, bring some dice boxes and shit to sell at the event.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely. Yeah, he told me that too.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I gotta.
get that out there.
Heck yeah, there will be dice boxes.
Hey, Jake,
Shit.
you got to come down to the September 16th San Antonio to the River Walk.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on down.
Next week, just
I
drive
think-
on down.
Yeah, I think that's only. Yeah, that's probably only about 15 hours, something like that.
Hey, did we determine? I think I'm going up to Indiana to go to one of Ryan Kimmel's game nights in October.
Oh, nice.
You
Really
should.
nice.
So that's probably gonna happen.
You going to fly up there? Or
Yeah.
you going to drive it?
Yeah, I'm gonna fly.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
gonna fly with.
Hey,
fly,
bring
fly
some of
with
that
the wife.
bitch and popcorn back.
Yeah, we should. Well, we're actually flying to Chicago. My wife's got this convention thing or conference in Chicago, so I think I'm gonna fly up there. But it's like a conference, but there's no fucking +1, so it's like
You're on your own.
so like I guess I'll just drive down to Indiana. You know,
Nice.
go.
Yeah, it's
So-
only like 2 or 3 hours, I think, from there.
Yeah. So if like, let me get you guys' opinion, because if I'm gonna travel, right, and I want to take an army, like what army should I take?
Take the super heavy army.
Is it? Do we have it? Is it ready?
You got
But I would say about 85%.
I
what?
think
What,
nine
know how the
Dracosians
there's dudes
would
in
be
it.
a good one.
what can you put in a carry? What can you put in a carry-on size bag to put in the overhead? That's what you need to look at. I would not check it.
Nothing I could put. I'm gonna have to like if I take. I guess I could take like a small army, like a 2,000 point army or something. I could take a double. I could take my double KR.
Yeah.
And I could maybe actually hold on to that. Maybe I don't know. Do you think a 720 doesn't fit in the overhead compartment? Does it?
I don't think it does.
I have that pack air you could take, bro.
Oh, that fits. Yeah, there you go.
It's not pack air, it's a pack go. Pack go. Yeah, but it'll fit. That's a backpack.
Yeah, that might work. Like I just need to get something that's.
I would not check an
Functional.
army ever, I don't think.
Yeah, not me either.
Who did that? Michael checked it, didn't he? Michael checked it?
Michael's checked it. Jay has checked an army. They both have involved glue once you landed. So
That'd scare the shit out of me.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know that. I just remember that first year that we went and we were talking about how to transport an army, and we looked back and just saw them chunking the fucking check.
It's a bummer, dude.
I'm just like,
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
that ain't happening. Even if you put fragile all over it, it's
Fragile.
still not chunk it.
Yeah. So Josh says super heavy. What do you think? Like, I could take Iron Hands and I could go vehicle heavy with Iron Hands. Like, obviously vehicles are probably easier. Do you think?
I would personally go with vehicles and minimal dudes. It's probably gonna be easier to transport.
Yeah, there's Thunder Blitz. I'm here to Thunder Blitz.
Yeah, so Iron Hands probably not a bad choice.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's something about a resin tank. They just don't break. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they're so solid.
Yeah, Dracosans are like bricks, man. Like, I love my. They can throw a Dracosan, man. You turn, you know.
Yeah, Zach, just take 9 Dracosan. You'll be fine.
Yeah, 9 Dracosans.
Yeah. See, even if I took that list that you're thinking, Josh, that's still a shit ton of dudes. Even though
Yeah, 'cause you have 120 in the Gorgonzolas.
Well, the 25 100-point list, I think, is -1. Is just 2 Gorgons full of dudes.
It's just 2 Gorgons, dudes. Yeah.
So that's like what 100 dudes. Wait, no, 80 dudes. 80 dudes.
That's so stupid.
Just a few guys.
I have 2
Dude,
transports,
Gorgons,
but I got
dude.
80 models.
Have you ever played against a Gorgon?
No.
Like I think. Let me ask y'all, because like if you have a Gorgon and a Gorgon kind of super heavy transports kind of bypass the rule of like units or whatever, because you can have like multiple units in them,
Right.
Conceivably, like just like basically have this Gorgon traveling up the field and just like shitting out dudes like each turn, just like
Yeah, it's so glorious.
just like a horse in a parade, just like
Dude just
dropping off.
The dude's just dropping
Like
out the butt of the Gorgon.
Like here's 10 dudes, or here's 20 militia, here's 20 more militia, or whatever. So, like I'm kind of curious how that strategy works. Like I wanna try it out.
You can only drop off two squads at a time out of the Gorgon.
Yeah, but
And then, are you
doesn't
in
come
a
with
super heavy? Are
squads
you
of
still
bliss.
limited?
Well,
Are you limited to 6-inch move?
No, you can move 12.
No, you can move.
Because I thought if you got
no,
I guess
should
you
be
could get out
only move
first,
6.
and then you can move.
Yeah,
But if you could only move 6 and then them get out.
yeah, right. I think that rule applies to every vehicle, right? You can only move 6.
Yeah, I think so.
Not just.
But
just
can you,
regular
if
tank.
they get out first, can you move 12?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can move out and then move the 12 Thunder Blitz all over shit. And then you can charge. You get out and charge.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
You cannot get out and charge.
Yeah, you can.
It's not an assault vehicle.
Is it open top?
Well, it's got a special open top rule.
Well,
It says, although it looks open top, it doesn't count as open top. Or something.
well, that's good.
No,
I don't know.
you can't assault out of it, but if you don't move, you can get out and you can assault.
What? No.
Yeah.
No, that's older
still,
rules.
That's still disembarking. Yeah, that's the old style, dude.
That's the good
that's
rules.
like-
that's
that's like-
back when shit made sense.
Yeah. You're not speed freaks, bro. You can't do. Like, do you ever remember that tournament we played where it was like Josh's like orcs and my Dark Eldar? We played a team tournament.
So titties.
And like back then, this was like second ed or whatever, where the only open top vehicles, the only open top transports were
Dark Eldar
trucks. Orc pick 'em up trucks and Dark Eldar Raiders.
Yeah, so yeah, my Speed Freaks went out. He's shooting like everything out of the, like dark lances out of the sides of these friggin' raiders, and I'm like running up, assaulting, and just destroying shit. And yeah, it was the most brutal army. We wiped everybody. It was like freaking just dirty, so dirty. Yeah, they didn't know what to hit them. Brothers, the Rosa brothers in the house. So
Hey,
many.
I got a question for you guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
So one of the conversations that's kind of going around, I haven't been president. I haven't been to my local gaming store in quite a while, just because I moved 40 miles from it. But what do you guys think about using cheaper, like historical models or toys as proxies for like Forge World models?
Are they militia?
And like,
Militia?
yeah, the example being making Earthshaker emplacements out of like World War II, like cheapest shit. Yeah.
Well, it's not. We're not talking like Green Army Men, right, or nothing.
Right?
No. But what we are talking
I got the bazooka.
The
somebody
landmine.
taking like what, like 200-300 model troops, and then nothing but fucking Earthshakers.
Here's the thing. I could understand it. Like if you have 200 or 300 of Forge World's troops, then you could bring like a fucking toy box, shoebox, and be like, "Oh, here's my Gorgon." Because I tell you what, man, the price they charge for freaking like just a handful of fucking dudes nowadays,
it's high.
It's fucking high. Yeah, I mean, hey man, the Gorgons are coming as soon as they release the model. Here's
militia. There's no militia models. Like people don't.
No,
everybody knows that. Like there's not. This is the Crusade Imperialis militia. I don't know.
It even says in the books you can use any models to represent your force.
Yeah. But I don't think I have a fundamental issue with the infantry themselves. That doesn't necessarily bother me. I think what my concern would be is somebody going, all right, so for like $50, I'm going to go out and buy these quote unquote Earthshakers, and I'm going to build a list that sucks to play against, be kind of a dill hole, and
you can't be a dill hole, not feel the model. Yeah, you can't have it both ways. You can't be a total douche and proxy. You know what I'm saying? If you're asking
it
somebody,
depends on the proxy. If it's a fucking toy, like if it's a toy, that's pretty lame. But you gotta have something. Somebody has to put the work in. If they painted it, I would say it's good. Like if it's like a model that they painted,
I think that's fair.
Like because somebody has to,
and I'd like to see a little bit of conversion work, like it's something to make it fit into the. But like if it's just a straight up, I'm going to buy this World War II cannon. I'm just going to put it down. Boom, done.
Yeah, I agree. I think if you put some work into it, you do some conversions. I don't necessarily have a problem with it as long as it approximates what you're trying to get after. But if you're wanting to put a My Little Pony with a G.I. Joe cannon on its back for your militia, I'm just like,
A buddy of mine went into a dollar store and bought like 4 or 5 little toy dinosaurs of different variety, and then put blue tack on their back, put Space Wolves on top of them, and those were his Thunderwolf Cav for like 2 years.
Yeah, though. Yeah,
it was so bad.
All right, dudes, I'm dying over here. I gotta crash. It's been a long fucking day.
Yeah,
I'm over here yawning, so I'm gonna pull the ejection cord for myself.
More.
Same.
Yeah.
It's good to be back though.
Yeah, I'm an hour ahead of you guys. So.
Oh yeah, it's way late for you, but yeah, it's good to be back. I'm glad things are getting back to semi-normal here in Victoria, and internet's back, power's back, back at my home.
Civilization has returned.
Yeah, well, and they lifted the water boil today, so I could actually go to a restaurant and eat out and not have to be stuck with fucking canned Coke or something. I can get an iced tea or
a fountain soda,
or an actual like drink if I want to drink. But that's what my wife said. We're going to eat Mexican food tomorrow. Fuck that. Get back in it. So
hey, you may still want to boil that.
I'm safe. I may or may not have accidentally brushed my teeth with the contaminated water once or twice over the last week. So
well, you find a third butthole forming or like an eyeball coming out of your shoulder, you know what happened.
That's not normal.
No, no,
it's a gift.
It's a gift from Chaos. Chaos gift. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, good to be back. Love you guys. We will catch y'all next week. Those of you who hang out with us tonight. And see you guys later. Adios.
Thanks for having me.
Later. Suck it,
Nice.
FRB.
FRB.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, you know, hey,
you're not logging
hey,
off, are you, bro?
Gooch, I need to ask you, man. Can you send me a picture of that Gilliman dice box? I gotta find that for real. Cause like I looked at my Gilliman dice box and it's spelled correctly. Like I mean, like yeah, he says I sent him a Gilliman dice box that was misspelled. I kind of
Yeah,
want to check it.
you've done that. You
I did it with
misspelled
Vulcan. I did Vulcan
Vulcan.
once. Yes, I misspelled Vulcan. I put a C instead of K in there. Yes, I know. But like, I want to see it. I want to be like, because like I looked at my Vulcan. I mean, not my Vulcan, my Gilliman, and and I'll send him. I'll send you another dice box. For sure, Raph. That's not a problem. If you're still there after the hurricane blows you like a
Sack full of queers.
like a sack full of queers. Yeah, but yeah, shit. Send me a picture, man. Send me a picture on the Facebook or PM, and I'd like to check that out because like I was like, dude, there's no way I misspelled it because this one's not misspelled, and you know maybe I did, but I'd like to check it out.
Hey, what's the plan tomorrow, bro? Or what's your deal? Is that a big stompa with no with no paint on it?
Yeah, I
Is
have
that
a big
unpainted
stomp with no
stompa?
paint. I don't paint a stomp up there. Yeah, it's got double double claws. Like it's a close
Double
combat
claw.
stomp. It's got a close combat. Yeah, 2 close combat weapons. It's fucking tits. It's
That's
fucking
badass.
yeah, big old stomper. Stompa-lompa.
Are you coming tomorrow or what?
I don't know if I don't know if I'm coming tomorrow or not. I'm still kind of trying to play it by ear, but because tomorrow's game night, and I got this new game.
What do you get?
The one that y'all were playing with the freaking the rocks, juice or Tasu or Tasao or what was it called?
Oh,
The one with the rocks. The rocks, bro.
I forgot what rock?
Suro, right? Suro?
Thorough, yeah.
Is that the one? Suro? Yeah, with the rocks.
I don't remember the rocks. What do we do with the
You
rocks?
had a rock and you had to follow the path, and it goes around like your path.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the ancient Chinese game of
Suro
paths and stuff.
Pathfinders. Yeah. So
Okay,
like,
well, like let me know some shit. Like I don't want to know last second, and then it's a bit like, oh, you didn't plan anything. Like I thought we'd have, get to eat, have a meal, and fucking party.
Potty. You see the potty, Victor?
Right.
But yeah. Yeah, Zaki's just super excited for Sitterbond. I still got to get mowed down, so being all nice and shorn. I want to get shorn. I'm gonna get shorn, dude.
Right.
I have so many fucking. I'm at 90, bro. 90 militia assembled.
They're done. Oh, assembled. See, that's what I'm saying. Like you still gotta have so many dudes. Like I haven't talked to Waco. I need to find out if the rest of the guys have come in or not. Like at least 60 to 80 more dudes. Like how many is enough? How many is enough? What, like?
Dude, it's gonna look awesome on the field. I can't wait for you to play this.
Like 300, 240.
I think 300 is gonna be like the magic number.
We need some more that are just like
the levies, dude. At 2 points apiece, dude. The levies. That's where it's at. The power.
Yeah, levies with like the close combat, not like holding guns.
Yeah.
Like you need.
Like I have
Josh,
this guy with.
I have a question. Read a few entries back.
Okay.
Hold on. I don't know. Gooch is trying to say that there's. I don't know. He's got some kind of question.
I'm looking for Primaris Marines. Got the Death Guard and Cultists from the Dark Imperium boxes, and no fear to trade for the Marines.
I don't.
Man, I had some, and I traded them for these Poxwalkers, man. Like I needed militia, so I mean, I gave all of my primary. I had everything but the Poxwalkers away, and the books, of course. Hold on. Is that what he was getting at? No.
I don't know. Like he's
Hey,
the only one that would know that.
are you gonna? Oh, has he responded? I'm looking for a little head. I dropped a little head. I hate when I drop heads.
You dropped a what head?
I dropped a Poxwalker head. It says there's that, but you went too far. I went too far. Okay, let's see. You can't say too much, John. My Dustbox his name is spelled. I have questions. How now you don't trust me? I don't. It's not that I don't trust you, man. It's just like I was like, did I change it? Did I fix it? Is it still misspelled? That's the big thing. Like, I mean, if it's still misspelled on my program, I don't want to keep producing Gilliman boxes that are misspelled. But when I looked it up, I was like, maybe and it was spelled right, or maybe it's not that it's maybe I looked up, maybe my source for the spelling was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like I took it from Wikipedia or something. You know, I mean, like, I'm not saying that I don't trust you, Raph. I mean, I'm just saying that if it is, you know, I can't have shoddy work out there, man. Like, send me the box, or don't even send me the box, but I'll just send you another one. But I hate to send you another one and it's still misspelled. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm only human, man. I'm only human, of flesh and blood. What was that? Is that Human League? I'm only human. But yeah, I'd like to see it. Like, I mean, not that I don't trust you, you know what I'm saying? But like, I mean, because
Sounds
I
like he
have done
doesn't
it.
trust you, Raph.
Yeah, it sounds like, you know, I did misspell Vulcan's name. So I mean, yes, is it, you know, it could be very well my fucking, you know, my dumbass. But I mean, I don't want to continue to misspell, right? I'm asking for guidance, is what I'm asking here. Like a little compassion, you know, little trust,
Little bit of tenderness.
a little bit of tenderness. Yeah, I need. Oh, hey, bro, can you order me some decorative bases too, like 25 millimeter
Which one?
decorative bases.
That's it. Decorative, or you mean
Decorative, like the Games Workshop.
like G Dub? What kind?
You get like 60 of them in a box. The
What
25
kind?
millimeter.
You want Sector Imperialis?
It doesn't matter. I'll paint them whatever, you know. But I just can't have like these plain bases. It's like,
You want the? I mean, but yeah, they come with. I mean, let me find out what kind they have.
yeah, get some cool ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking you. Like, they're all cool, but like, do you want them? Do you want them to be inside? Do you want them to be outside?
A little of both, you know, a little in and a little out. Are you fucking with me, Gooch? Like, I'm fucking with you. You didn't misspell it, or are you fucking with me that
He's
you think
fucking with you. He wants another box. Like,
I'll send him a new
if I tell
box.
him,
But I want to make sure, because I thought I spelled it right. I'm only human. Okay, enough of that, dude. Yeah. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3,
the
5.
the regular 100 pack of 25 millimeter bases are out of stock. What's up with that?
Is everybody doing militia? Is that the new hotness? It better not be.
I don't know. I mean, this is Games Workshop, so it's like could be anything.
Maybe they're underwater. They're like,
Where's Games Workshop? Where's their?
UK, the UK.
Well, yeah,
UK.
but they got to have a distribution. Oh, it's in Memphis.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's where their main distribution center is.
Okay.
In the States.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 100 militia, and 1, 2, 3 Ogrins I have assembled so far. Dude.
I can't find it. Why can't I find it? How many Ogrins?
I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Ogrins. 8 if you count Nork Dead Dog.
What did you did you convert yours over?
No, I had a guy send me some. I did some trading for some Cornate axes. He had some Bogrins, and that's the guy with the bear trap guy, bro. Like he's got a bear trap and a ripper gun, and I'm gonna use him as militia. But I have the cool forge ones with the guy with the post with the concrete block on the end and the pickaxe and the hammer. The one I don't have is the drill.
The drill.
The drill.
So, none of my I haven't none of my lists had Ogrins in them.
I got them because I gotta have every model. Shit.
I know you do.
But these cultists
Sector
are pretty.
Imperialis, Shattered Dominion. Oh no, there's a bunch of different kinds.
Oh shit! It's 11:19.
You gotta go to bed. You gotta go.
Yeah,
night-night?
yeah. I'm gonna go memes.
You're a bitch.
Okay.
I'll send you some different pictures. You tell me which ones you want.
The question is about Pop Goes the Monkey. Check it out. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Before we go, let's see. I can't scroll up there. Can you scroll up?
What? The question is about Pop Goes the Monkey. Check it out. And yes, the box is misspelled. Like, don't you love it? No. Oh, phrasing. Do they do personalized service, i.e., shoulder pads of a Legion emblem you design?
Yeah. Well, you used to.
He has a program where he can pretty much do stuff. So I think he can. Yes, he did, because he's done specific ones, and actually Ryan Kimmel actually picked out his design and actually had it made for his black shields. So yes, Raph, you can come up with some kind of design, and he can probably make one for you, a personalized thing, and then he'll put it out there, and then like once it's out there, once it was on his site, like if he made a personalized one for somebody, then you could buy as many as you wanted, and other people, and if you allowed him to, I think he would be available for other people to make or to purchase as well.
To purchase. All right, bro. I'm gonna call it an evening.
You're out. Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you the heads up tomorrow. Let you know what's going on.
Yeah, let me know, because like.
Yeah, I know you're in limbo.
I want it to be good. I don't want you to just you're just there. I'm just gonna run in and then like go to Slitterbomb and run out like a thief in the night. Right?
Like a thief, like a theft and a knife.
Yeah, you're gonna hang out, man. We need to have
some
good time.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Suck it.
All right, FRB, we're out, guys.
FRB, we're out. Yeah, y'all have a good one. See you next week. Woo!